just so close to this blanket being finished. I really wanted to get it done last night. Like you can see, here's an end, here's an end. I only have that in between and not very much of the yarn left. I was trying my hardest last night to actually get this all done. I'm going through some of the horror movies that didn't make it to my 100 Nights to Halloween horror movie list. One of them happens to be on Hulu called No One Will Save You. And this was arguably my favorite movie that was released last year. Like, I had no idea what to expect from that one. It's gonna be super campy, like really scary. It's a home invasion, alien, sci-fi type of movie with a lot of camp, I think. The aliens, once we actually see them, I don't want to spoil it because if you haven't seen it, put that on your list today to definitely watch. And they don't talk the entire time, which doesn't seem like it's gonna be super spooky, but just the ambiance, story that goes along with it, how this main character is just fighting for their life the entire time. When I first saw the aliens, how they moved and the actions and things, and like when they called to others to come help them out to get this person, it just screams camp to me. So if you watched it, let me know if you saw it the same thing. It was kind of just a wild time, but I don't know, I liked it so much more than I was expecting to. So now it is on my list that I have to watch as we get closer to October. Honestly, I'm probably going to watch it again in October. It just has such a spooky vibe to it. Home invasion movies are one of my favorite genres too. Like the movie You're Next, that was actually on my list this year. Should be on my list every year. I watched it for Halloween too. I guess it's not like a love story, but there's a lot of couples in it and then things go down. So if you've seen that one too, that one's a little bit more intense, I would say, than this one that is on Hulu right now. The other one, okay, Significant Other on Paramount Plus. It's one where you don't really know what's happening the majority of the time. Like, they don't say everything up front of what's going on or why this couple is in the woods, why the one person is kind of suspicious of their partner, and like things that are happening that way. But when you do find out and it hits, you're just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And it's really like the last 25 to 30 minutes where everything just kind of hits and you're like, whoa, okay. The entire movie I really love. Again, it's the ambiance. They're in the woods. It's very dark and ominous. You can't really see a lot of things that are happening. It's from the main character's perspective. We only know what that main character knows, which really is not that much, and we're discovering it along with them. I think really it's just I'm feeling these in the woods transitioning into fall type of horror movies. So those were the three that I happened to stay awake for and worked up. I don't even know how many rows. Was really hoping that when I woke up, it was just gonna be done magically. I have this new blanket. Also, a lot of you ghouls were saying this blanket looks like a fall to winter transition, and now I love it even more. I mean, it's a C2C blanket. I knew I was gonna love it. I'm using an 8mm crochet hook. It's super chunky yarn. Like, it should have been done. I just have a lot of other projects that I keep hopping around to, which is the problem. I'm just not focusing. And then like that. Okay, I just did one extra stitch, so I had 4 double crochet instead of 3 double crochet. I've been doing that a lot lately, especially when I was watching movies. I don't know, I'm not paying attention enough, I guess. Even though this is kind of a mindless blanket pattern, I do need to pay attention a little bit. But yeah, so now I need to think of a name for it because I do want to write the pattern up. Like, this was just going to be something I was going to do for fun, just using the Carrot Cake anniversary yarn. It's just something I look forward to every year, especially with the split yarn. I think it's really fun how each color is playing out. I didn't know about this one because initially I was like, okay, yes, I like this one. It looks like trick or treat, leaves, fall vibes. But this one is called Pebble Path, I think. Wasn't sure if I was gonna love it, but together I very much enjoy it. So I will take any sort of suggestions for this blanket name too. It's almost going to be a seasonal pattern though, since the Carrot Cake yarn only comes out one time a year, even though I think it's going to be staying out for a little bit because I went to Michael's yesterday. They have a sale going on right now and it's 30% off of their entire supply of yarn, which doesn't happen that often, especially the Carrot Cakes. Like any sort of the cake yarn, it hardly ever goes on sale. When it does, I gotta check out some of the things like the latte cakes. They had some really cool colors this year that they released for the latte cakes. One of them was a green mossy type of color. We had some pop of neons, big fan of the neon colors. I don't know how I feel about it in cake form because it's kind of going to go, morph from one color to the next, and it's going to be a big chunk of that color. So I didn't get any of those. I just have to think about what I want to do with it. Normally with the latte cakes, I will put it on my Addy knitting machine and then make some cardigans with it or shrugs. Been really into that lately too. In fairness, my mom did ask me if I could make a shrug. She's like, I saw this on TikTok. Can you make this? Yes, I can, and I have a lot of them. Should be coming this weekend to try out some of the shrugs that I already have, which I made a long time ago. I think it was all the way back in April. So I have some cream color ones, some lavender ones, I have pride color ones, just a ton. So we're just gonna try them on, have a little fashion show here in the Yarn Dungeon and see which one she likes. With the latte cakes, there was a brown one that I almost grabbed just because that sort of transition, I mean, it was very reminiscent to this color. I think I would like that as a shrug. I have a trick or treat dress that's like orange and it kind of has burlap all over it, which seems weird and uncomfortable, but it's really not. It's on top of fabric that's very soft, but it is sleeveless, so I could use that, make a little shrug, throw it over top of it. The cloud cakes, those, I mean, everything was on sale. So these are things that I've just been looking at for quite a while, but hadn't really committed to because, well, my queue is really long and I don't actually need to start another project. If I'm going to, I really want to think about it. My knitting machine, it just goes so quick that I hardly ever count those as projects that I need to get done because I can finish it all in one day. Hello, Blossom. She loves the new setup. Lots of pillows down here. She's pretty happy, aren't you? And just wants to keep sitting on the blanket as I'm making it. That has also been another issue. Last night, I would go to flip it over, and I'm like, why is it so heavy? She was laying on it already. So that means that it's gonna be yours, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to use this thing at all. On one of the end caps, they had an entire bin of sale yarn too, which was last year's latte cake colors. The sprinkle cake too, they had those. That I never tried. It was just like a really thick chunky yarn, kind of similar to this, and purple, but it had little speckles in it and it looked like frosting. I don't know, I just never found a pattern that I wanted to work it up into, but this was on sale. I think it was $4 or $5 for those. The anniversary cakes, there was 2 or 3 of them left from last year, which I was pretty surprised by that. There was a huge end cap that had a bunch of this year's anniversary cakes. Everything was restocked except for the one color that I was looking for, the purple one that I've still not seen in stores. I know that it's online now, like they've kind of done a little restock for it, which I'm happy they did. Because normally these ones, they set it out and then that's it. When they're gone, they're gone. Like it's just kind of a fun thing they do every single year. But I'm glad that they're actually restocking things. So if we want to make other projects with it, it wasn't like a scramble to get the colors that you can. There's actually more that's out there. So the book club one, I really did like that. The more I was looking at it, I thought, you know what? I should have made a blanket out of that one. But once this is done, I'm done for the year. Like this is my birthday celebration with them. We're making one blanket and we're totally done. Even though just this color by itself, I think would be really amazing. So if there was enough colors, I never would have done this split pattern. And it's kind of a fun combo. One thing that I did stock up on is this new line brand Wool Ease yarn. The name of the colorway is called Marshmallow, so that alone makes me want this. I had a lot of you ghouls shouting out suggestions of better ways that I can go ahead and work this up. Instead of just using a single crochet or double crochet or half double crochet, doing particular stitches like the V-stitch. That way I'm working into the space instead of the actual stitch, which is gonna make it a million times easier to work with because it's very difficult to see the stitches, but I'm just not ready to give up on this yarn. Like I really enjoy the consistency, the texture. I just think it's gonna be amazing worked up as a sweater. Like I'm still committed to making this black and white sweater. As I was walking out of the store, the other thing I thought of is I could work this up on my Lisette fork, and then from that, make a bunch of spider webs. So thank you so much for all of the suggestions with this. Yeah, I was just scrolling through all of the comments. A lot of you shouted out spider webs. Make spider webs with the marshmallow one. And I've already done that with my Lisette fork. I've done small ones, and I've done just huge covers, the entire yarn dungeon. Basically, I just do really long chains and then attach the chains together with a little piece of it, just like tie, and then that way it looks a little distressed too because there's a lot of fluff all over the place. Something that I'll probably start this weekend. Okay, I gotta show you her. She is just passed out. So cozy. And you see how she's like holding onto this? Yeah, she does not want to give it up. I know, it's yours. Don't worry, I'm making it for you. You can totally have it when it's all done. I think that's just going to be the theme of the day. Let's lay around in piles of blankets, right? I did wash all of their blankets today too for their cat towers, which is probably why she's down here, really, because she's like, hey, where are all my blankets? I would like to be cozy. I do have the killer clown blanket. She kind of likes that one too. Here, we'll put that over there for you. There you go. I do have the movie from our 100 Nights to Halloween countdown to watch tonight too. I'm so hoping that that's going to be enough time for me to have this project completely finished, just be able to put this away. That's the other thing too. I just keep carrying it with me everywhere. It's a giant cake of yarn, and the blanket is getting rather heavy now, so I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to work on my other projects. 2 other blankets that I do want to work on a little bit too. I have my neon one from Kirschner yarn. That's also a split blanket, and I would like to work on that a little bit. I don't have so much of that to do though. I'm not too worried about it, but I would like to have it when I start decorating. What are we doing? It's getting cozy. Like I said, that's just the theme of the day. Okay, that's so freaking cute. Where's Blossom? Hi. That's adorable. I feel like she's gonna jump on my shoulder. Sometimes she does that when I'm sitting on the couch and I'm not paying attention to her enough. She's like, hello, whatever it is you're doing, you're done. Because it's not paying attention to me, so it's not important. Finish it up and let's snuggle. I just wanted to chit chat about my blanket progress and have a little moment to keep working on this. So we're gonna go watch a movie now, probably down here because she is so adorable and getting super cozy on this candy corn pillow. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Have a super spooky rest of your night, and I will see you ghouls tomorrow.